Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to Queen Amadai TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at QueenAmadai.Shakur. Also on Instagram at divine_goddess_27. And on Patreon in Brighton at Queen Amadai.Shakur, Twitter at DGoddess27. Okay. Hello, everyone. All right. Conscious Outlaw in the house. Okay. Silent D. All right. So, everyone, let's get into it. So, today is a conclusion from yesterday. So, you have to excuse me if I repeat something that I said previously because I don't remember exactly where I left off. Okay, so that all being said, we were talking about the optic thalamus and talking about the allegorical story of the crucifixion in the Bible and how the crucifixion occurs within the body, in the head, right? In the optic thalamus, and also in the cosmic, in the universe, the cosmic crucifixion. So I know I told you all about the optic thalamus, but basically told you all about the optic thalamus. And hold on. I'm getting some together real quick. Okay, I told you all about the optic thalamus and how when the energy, the Kundalini energy travels back up the 33 vertebrae, it goes across the vagus nerve or the pneumogastric nerve, as it's called, and then touches the optic thalamus, which is an egg-shaped organ in the center of your forehead, right? And then so when it stops on the optic thalamus, it stays there for 3 days. And then once it touches, the energy touches the optic thalamus, it illuminates the inside of you and also bursts through your heart chakra, right? Okay, so with that all being said, the optic thalamus by the ancient Egyptians, it was called the light of the world. Now, I find that very interesting because, you know, they say Jesus is the light of the world, right? So, yes, the ancient Egyptians called the optic thalamus the light of the world, okay? And then also, here's the thing. When the optic thalamus is illuminated, when that energy touches it, there's millions of brain cells that we have that have been lying dormant, okay? And then all of a sudden, those brain cells are awakened. Now, if any of you saw that movie, Lucy, I didn't see that whole movie, but in the movie, the woman had some type of powers, like she could move stuff. She could, like, you know, just do all kinds of things telepathically and all of that. And I think it was something about they gave her a drug or some type of drug or something she took that opened up different parts of her brain. That's basically how it is, not with drugs, of course, mind you. But I'm just saying, when your third eye is awakened, then basically parts of the brain that have been lying dormant are actually awakened. And so you start having all these different things that you can do, different talents and spiritual gifts. And then also, let me say this. Another thing that's very interesting is, for one, you know, you have millions of brain cells that are not awakened. They're dormant because, for one, we only use 10% of our brain. Now, just think about that. You have 10% of the brain that you don't even use. That's a whole that you do use 10% of the brain, but you have a whole 90% of the brain that you don't even use. But do you know what Stephen Hawking said? Stephen Hawking, a renowned scientist who's clearly a genius. He died when he was 74 a few years ago, but this man was clearly a genius. But one thing that he said is there's 90% of the universe that we cannot even see. We can only see 10% of the universe. Now, don't you think that's crazy? 10% of the universe is all that we can see. 90% we can't see. 10% of our brains that we can use, and 90% that we don't even use. Remember, I told you, we were created from the universe. The Most High, we are created from the universe, okay? That's why when I spell the word universe, I spell it Y-O-U, universe, all right? So with that all being said, that's very interesting, right? They say we only use a small part of our brain. Yes, absolutely, 10%. So I'm just saying, honey, if you only have 10% and you have a whole another 90%, don't you think we need to be trying to use more of it? I'm just saying, okay? So yes, these cells lie dormant. And then, as I was telling you about the oil that, you know, comes from the colostrum, that's secreted from the colostrum, right? Which is where we get the word claws from, for those of you who weren't tuned in yesterday. Santa Claus colostrum, because the colostrum is what releases the sacred oil. And then the oil travels down what looks like a little tunnel or a chimney. That's where they get Santa coming down the chimney, right? Down the 12 vertebrae of the spine and all of that. But, and here's another thing. This oil is released or secreted once a month. That's 12 times a year, right? And then so they say Santa Claus has 12 reindeer. Santa Claus comes every 12 months. I'm just saying, this is all numerology. Like I told you, when people are saying, oh, numerology is evil and wicked, all this and that, the ancients absolutely use it, and is also in the cosmos, okay? So anyway, dolphins use more of their brain as than we do as humans. There's like 30%. Well, that's why they're so smart. My gift, I cannot be lied to. My perception is too sharp. Even strangers and family members don't even try it. Okay, it comes as outlaw. Let me tell you something. I know when people are lying too. I absolutely do. Right? Oh, that is so funny. Okay, so now, as we know, the ancient Egyptians were very, very smart. Okay, now I'm gonna talk to you a little bit more about the oil. I jotted down some notes before I started. That's why I was a few minutes late. I was trying to jot down my notes because at the end of the day, I don't want to leave anything out. Because yesterday, I'm pretty sure I left out a few things. Anyway, so I already told you about Santa Claus bringing the presents down the chimney or whatever. This oil, though, this sacred oil can supposed to regenerate. You know, the ancient Egyptians believed that this oil made our bodies regenerate, made us get new blood, because the blood that you have flowing through your veins right now is likely toxic because of the things that people consume, such as alcohol, liquor, and cigarettes, and all that stuff that I told you. And I also was telling you that in order for this oil to successfully separate and then travel down the 33 vertebrae of the spine, get the energy, and come back up and touch the ophthalmus, you have to be eating and drinking very healthy. The ancients believed, or they knew, that if you didn't take care of the seed. Now remember, I said the oil goes down and there's a seed, or some people call it a germ in the medical field. When they, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving you medical advice, let me just say that. But so when they snatch that seed, right, the energy snatches that seed and travels back up the 33 vertebrae of the spine, which is why they talk about Jesus being born in a manger in Bethlehem. That's where that story all comes from. So the ancients believed that if you took care of the seed, then your life would be extended, that you would your cells would regenerate, you would stay healthy and live longer. They felt that if you ate a healthy diet and did what you were supposed to do to have that seed have the energy, right, and preserved it, then you would live longer. But if you did things that were to your detriment, such as drinking alcohol, sodas, all kinds of things that are no good for you, preservatives, all these foods with all this, chemicals and GMOs, having sex at the wrong time and all of those things, then you would absolutely destroy the seed. And so the seed would not benefit you and, not preserve your life. And I believe it comes out in your hair too. Have you heard that, Queen? Black people only. I'm sorry. What comes out in your hair, beloved? What exactly comes out in your hair? You mean hold on. I will say this. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, what comes out of the hair, but I will say this. Our hair, Black people, we're the only ones who have hair that grows directly towards the sun. Our hair is directly connected to the universe, right? It is the extensions of our central nervous systems. And our hair, like I said, it defies gravity. We have hair that's different from everyone else. Okay? Yes, our hair is absolutely melanated. Absolutely. And so that's why our hair is the way it is, right? So all those of you who hate your natural hair, don't like your own hair, that's just crazy. You should love it, okay? And be proud of it. All right? The colostrum. Yes, absolutely. The colostrum. Okay, so you're talking about the colostrum. You mean the oil from the colostrum? Well, that doesn't actually come out through our hair. Because we don't naturally have oily hair, right? White people have naturally oily hair, but the colostrum, no, the oil from the colostrum absolutely is just secreted from the brain. And actually, it was such a well-kept secret, right? And that is, in fact, why now they still try to keep it a secret. That's why they tell you different things when you go to church. They try to tell you these stories and tell you to take them literally as they want you to, but not letting you know the secret behind these stories. That's what they try to do. Happy to be nappy, it says smart. Okay, I love it. Okay, so now, okay, let me see where I'm going to start. Okay, so the oil descends from the cerebrum, okay, and is known otherwise as the manna from heaven. You remember the story in the Bible about the manna from heaven when they didn't have food, and then the God sent down the manna from heaven, and everybody went and ate, and God told them, don't take too much, only take what you need, and some of them got greedy and took too much. So basically, the oil that comes from the colostrum, that's also known as the manna from heaven. And just so you know, heaven means heaved up. That's why when you look up, they say that's heaven. When you look up at the sky, heaven means heaved up, okay? And then the head, the cranium, or the dome, which sits on top of the torso, is also known as the heaven, okay? Also known as the heaven. And the heart chakra is known as the midgard, or the middle garden, all right? So the generative area, or your privates in that area, yeah, that's known as the Sodom and Gomorrah. That's the place where your what do you want to call it? Your desire, your sexual desires, or your carnal desires. That's where all of that is. So that's known as Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. So when you're engaging in, doing too much sexually, being promiscuous and all those things, that's when you can destroy the seed. Terry says sent from heaven. Absolutely, right? So anyway, with that all being said, another thing is we talked yesterday about the milk and honey, the land of milk and honey, when they're talking about that in the Bible. When they're talking about the land of milk and honey, I already told you that is the oil, because the oil separates, okay? One part, the electric part that has the electric or feminine energy, that goes to the pineal gland. The other part, which is magnetic and has the masculine energy, that part goes over into the pituitary gland, right? And it's like a milky-like substance, and it's only good. It starts to decay after about 3 days, just like milk only lasts for a certain time, has an expiration date. But the part that goes to the pineal gland, which is a honey-like consistency, it doesn't have an expiration date, okay? It just lasts and lasts. Now, so whenever, and also the thing to know is also the pineal gland produces the honey secretion known as honey, which also contains DMT. So let me explain to you what DMT is. Let me explain to you what DMT is. Hold on. Everyone, please get the lights up. Please get the lights up. I think I have this in my email. Let me see. Let me check really quick. Okay, here it is. What is DMT? Okay. DMT is called the spirit molecule. Okay, that's what they call it, the spirit molecule. So this is what some believe in esoteric beliefs and things like that. They believe that the DMT is found or is produced in the pineal gland. Okay, so let's talk about it. Does it really, or does it naturally exist in your brain? No one knows for sure. Now, some experts believe the pineal gland produces it in the brain and releases it when we dream. Okay? Others believe it's released during birth and death. So some go further to say these release DMT, or say this release of DMT at death may be responsible for those mystical near-death experiences that you sometimes hear about. Because this DMT is being released, and they think that's why some people have these near-death experiences or out-of-body experiences, right? And the medical term for it is, it's a really long word. It's called dimethyltryptamine. Dimethyltryptamine, okay, in medical talk. All right, it's a hallucinogenic tryptamine drug, sometimes referred to as Dimitri. This drug produces effects similar to those of psychedelics like LSD and magic mushrooms. Okay, so DMT is. They also have it's a Schedule 1 controlled substance in the United States, which makes it illegal to make, buy, possess, or distribute. Some cities have recently decriminalized it, but it's still illegal under state and federal law. And then they say, where does it come from? DMT naturally occurs in many plant species, which have been used in religious ceremonies in some South American countries for centuries. Okay? So it occurs naturally in plants, and then some experts believe that it is produced in the pineal gland. Okay? And it likely is, in my opinion, produced while you sleep, just from experiences I've had. Okay? You see, like honey, and as I said, like your earwax, as per my studies, that's what that is in your ears. Yes, Hotep Hottie. Yes, I absolutely think so. The brain is the most complicated organ. Absolutely. Okay. They have been trying to synthesize it, and they've had trials where they've been injecting people with pure DMT. Needless to say, they've been going into La La Land, coming back with amazing stories. Okay. I bet you they have. I bet you they have. Okay. They always making something that was good and turn it to evil. Well, you know what the devil's going to do. They're going to always do that, right? They can't help themselves. But absolutely. Okay, now, so the pineal gland produces the honey, the secretion known as honey, which has DMT in it, and the pituitary gland, or the pituitary body, secretes the milk. This is the milk and honey, and the land overflowing with milk and honey is upstairs, and the sacred secret is the secret of the oil and how to raise the oil, or for the oil to rise into the illuminated stance, right? And open up the higher mind. Now, as above, so below, people. All right, so now it goes on to talk about the physiological regeneration that you see by saving the seed. One should actually be able to live longer, according to the ancient Egyptians, because this is absolutely what they thought. And in fact, the ancient Egyptians believed this so much, honey, they actually built ascension chambers. Okay, not just the pyramids, but they actually built ascension chambers. All right, for the very purpose, and they taught the science of respecting and keeping and guarding and looking after this sacred oil. And if y'all know anything about the scriptures, you know they talked about the oil in the scriptures. I am the light of the world, and he that follows me shall not walk in darkness. The light of the world is what? The optic thalamus. That's what I already told you. So when they're talking about this oil and the light of the world and all that, they're talking about this same instance that I'm telling you about, the rising of the Kundalini energy, or the Christ within. That's what they're talking about. All of this all pertains to the same thing, right? They also have a scripture that says, keep your eyes simple, for if your eyes are dark, your whole body will be dark. And that eye has always been known as the third eye, okay? And remember what I told you all yesterday about the scripture, the allegory about Jesus on the cross, the two thieves beside him when he was being crucified, and he looked to one and said, you two shall be with me today in paradise. Like pair of eyes, because the two thieves represented the pair of eyes, right? Paradise, pair of eyes. The two thieves represent the pair of eyes. These eyes steal from you because they play tricks on you. Your eyes play tricks on you, right? You say, can I believe, am I supposed to believe my lying eyes, or are my eyes deceiving me? Because sometimes your eyes do deceive you. So the way you can really see the truth and reality is with the third eye, which I call it the first eye, right? That eye has always been called the third eye. It's in fact the spiritual eye, okay? Now, there's many people in the church, and I'm just going to tell y'all this again. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. There's many people in the church, especially Christian Black people, who don't believe in any of these things, and they think you, in fact, sound crazy when you tell them these things, okay? They don't believe that you should be trying to open your third eye. I have literally heard this. Let me tell you something, people. This is how you know This gland was found to be very active in melanated people in studies conducted in blacks who served in Vietnam. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And let me tell you something. Speaking of that, when I did those stories about adrenochrome, that's what I was telling you all, that they said that black people's is more potent, right? Because of our melanin. Everything melanated is more potent and stronger. Our organs, that's why they harvest black people's organs and things like that, because melanin. And you have to remember that the Bible tells us that God made man in his image. With that all being said, I believe, this is my belief, I believe that God is the universe. I believe that God is the universe. I believe that God is a consciousness and that God communicates to us through our consciousness. That's why many people instinctively pray without talking. They just pray in their minds, close their eyes and pray. And also, I absolutely believe that God is the universe, because they say that God made man in his image, right? That's what the Bible teaches. Well, the universe is made of melanin. And we were the first ones here. And we're made of melanin. So I'm just saying, we're carbon-based, okay? So with that all being said, I absolutely believe that God is the universe. Another thing is this. I don't know how many of you know this, but there is parts of the universe that look like your eyes and your brain and everything. Let me see if I can pull some of this up to show you all, in case you all think I'm just talking crazy, honey. Let me look this up. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Okay, let me show you. This is a prime example right here. I'm not going to pull all this stuff up, but I'm going to show you all a couple of things. Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. There are 99 watching and 7. Okay, let's get the likes up, people. Let's get the likes up. Okay, here we go. Now, you all see this right here? Hold on. Let me go to this other page because there's a bunch of stuff on this page. Hold on. So you can see this better. Okay. Now you all see that? Let me zoom in real quick. Now that's a picture of the universe. It clearly looks like an eyeball to me. All right. Clearly looks like an eyeball. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, beloved. Thank you, Terry and Vince, everybody. That looks like an eyeball, right? So I'm just telling you, people, when they say God made us in his image, right? There you have it. And also, did you all know that there are certain fruits that look like, there's foods that look like our bodies? How many people knew that in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you knew that there are foods, the eye of God. Absolutely, General. How many of you knew that there are foods that look like our bodies? Somebody put 1s in the chat. Okay. Queen Candy J says yes. Did anybody else know that? Did anybody else know that? Let me give you an example. Okay, I see some 1s, a few 2s. Somebody, Flow Records put a 0. I am so through. Okay, so listen. Let me just give you a few examples. Carrots, right? You know, they say carrots are good for your eyes. So not only do these things look like parts of the body, but the parts of the body they look like, they're actually good for that part of the body. So carrots are good for your eyes, right? We've always been taught that. If you cut a carrot in half, doesn't it look like your eye? What about walnuts? You crack open a walnut. A walnut looks like a brain. It's good for your brain, right? Celery. A long stalk of celery looks like your femur bone, the biggest bone in your body, the bone in your thigh. It's good for your bones. Grapes look like women's ovaries. They're good for the ovaries. Grapefruits look like women's breast. They're good for the breast. I'm just saying, red wine, and you know how they say the doctors will sometimes tell you that you can drink a little bit of red wine. It's good for the heart and the blood or whatever. Red wine clearly looks like blood. The heart pumps blood, so it's good for the heart. It's good for the blood. I'm just saying, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just telling you what they say, right? Kidney beans, absolutely good for the kidneys. My doctor has told me that. So clearly, yams look like the pancreas, says Rosalind. Okay, so I'm just saying, you all get it? And I like ginseng, Carl Kilcrease. Yes. So that all being said, do you understand how amazing this is? So another thing, Black people's hair, like even if you have it in locks, do you notice how our hair has resemblance of a tree? Let me just show you something. Let me see if I can find this picture. Now, let me show y'all this. And tell me I'm crazy. Hold on. Please get the likes up. Please get the likes up. Okay, now these are tree roots that I'm about to show you. Now, I'm sorry, but doesn't that look like my locks? Doesn't that resemble my locks? I'm just saying, those are tree roots. Those are tree roots. Okay? So, and then if you also look at, you know, trees that are fully bloomed. Hold on. Let me show you a picture of that too. I know you all have seen this, especially if you follow me on Instagram. Hold on, let me go back. Here's a better picture right here. Let me show you all this one. This is a better example of what I was talking about. Hold on. Now, let me zoom in so you all can get a better look at that. There's a Black man with locks at the bottom. Above him, these are the tree roots. Can you all see that? Okay. Clearly a very, very good resemblance. I'm just saying. Now, let me show you one more, then we'll get back on topic because clearly I'm off the hinges. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm so through. Y'all not gonna believe this. Look at this, people. Y'all are gonna crack up. Somebody has jokes. Oh, I'm done. Somebody put an Afro pic in there. Look, it says cutting up. Okay, tell me that doesn't look like an afro. I'm so through. And they had the nerve to put a pic in it. Okay, that was cute. Now that's what I'm saying. That's why when black people be talking about they don't like their hair, please, honey. Okay. Yes, that was funny, right? Queen, we are universe, and yes, look like a tree limbs and roots spiral. Yes, Queen, tree roots. Awesome. Thank you, beloved. Absolutely. Okay, so like I was telling you, some people don't believe in the stuff, esoteric things. They don't believe you should be engaging in that or whatever. I learned about those things. And so one of the things is, I told you when they talk about, we talk about Adam, like Atom, atom, because there's nobody in the Bible named Adam, Adam. Clearly they changed everything, right? And you also remember I told you about how Adam is odd, right? Like odd numbers cannot be divided. Eve, the even numbers can. That's where they get even from, Eve. Love the Afro pick prices. Yes, it absolutely was. You know what? I'm going to have to screenshot that and put it on my Instagram because that was too cute. Okay? Now, okay, the cerebrum is hollowed out and the midbrain and the lymphatic system at the top of the spinal cord is the holy of holies, and the cerebellum, which sits on the back of the brain. This is otherwise known as the small brain, and the cerebrum is associated with the top of the head, Aries. Now, remember, I talked to you 2 nights ago about Aries, okay? And the cerebellum is associated, the cerebellum is associated with Taurus. Remember, I talked to you about Aries and Taurus the other night, okay? And then also, the right brain is in the feminine, and it is connected to the cerebrum, Aries, the God brain. So you see that we have the God man, the cerebrum, the Adam man is the cerebellum, okay? And should you try to talk to this to people at church, they're gonna look at you like you clearly crazy, okay? Say what now? And that's what they're gonna be saying. Like, what are you talking about? All right. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on some of that. I'm not going to get all into it because, I have to start my live at 6. But I just wanted to talk to you all about that and how eating a healthy diet. Now, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice, but I'm just going to tell you what I do. I eat a healthy diet. I drink lots of water. I try to drink up to at least a gallon of water a day. I really don't drink anything but water and tea, my herbal teas, and I drink different types of herbal teas, but that's really all I drink is water and teas and smoothies. Smoothies, yes, I have smoothies. I drink smoothies when I first get up in the mornings because it's best to eat fruit, in my opinion, on an empty stomach. So I make me a fruit smoothie. I put a little kale in there, though, but I have a fruit smoothie in the morning or whatever. But I basically drink water all day and tea, my herbal teas. I don't drink sodas. I don't drink the regular tea. I don't drink, any alcohol at all. I know you all see this alcohol behind me, but let me just tell you all something right now, honey. The queen doesn't drink that. That's why as long as I've been doing videos, if you'll notice, you see those same bottles sitting back there. That's because I don't drink them. I clearly bought those for when guests come to the house, but I really don't have guests at the house most of the time. But anyway, I'm going to throw all that stuff out. Okay? Hold on. Hold on. Did somebody try to bust me out? Hold on. Somebody said something about my taco. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Queen, saw your no meat taco. Okay, I was about to say, honey, I know you trying to go in on me because I was eating a taco, honey. No less. Yes, it was a no meat taco. It is so good. Let me just give y'all the recipe really quick. And here's the thing. Last night, I had fried cauliflower, but I actually floured it with coconut flour. I don't use white flour, but I floured it with coconut flour and I fried it in grapeseed oil. So just so you know. But let me tell you all, me too, Queen, spring water, herbal teas, and smoothies with herbal teas in them. Absolutely. Now, I never put the herbal teas in my smoothies. That sounds like a good idea. Okay, dandelion root, burdock root tea, burdock root tea, red rooibos tea. I guess I said that right. I never heard of that one, honey. Herbal teas, organic only. Absolutely. So let me tell you all this recipe, right? And then I got to get out of here because I got 2 minutes left. Okay, so my tacos that I made, they were on the blue organic corn taco shells, right? I think I'm saying the right. Blue organic corn taco shells. Yeah, they were blue, but they were organic in corn. Okay, and so what I did was I made some black beans, not the canned, the ones in the bag that you cook yourself. So I cooked my black beans, right, in spring water, and then I seasoned them. I put taco seasoning in them. I put garlic powder, garlic salt, just a little bit of garlic salt, Cajun seasonings, cumin, turmeric, and I have a big thing of turmeric that my friend's mom sent me from Trinidad. But anyway, so I put turmeric in there, right? I love turmeric. It's very good for you. And so anyway, I let that cook or whatever. And then I sauteed some bell peppers, the green ones, the red ones, and the yellow. I chopped those up finely with a little bit of onion. And I sauteed that in some olive oil. And then I added that to the beans. Then I cut up some cherry plum tomatoes, organic. Everything I use is organic. Cherry plum tomatoes. I had some fresh organic corn on the cobs, and I scraped the corn off, and I sauteed that. I also sauteed some fresh kale and homemade salsa, and that's it. And I put all that on my tacos, and they were great, right? They were clearly delicious. Okay, and if you want to see what they look like, you can go on my Instagram because I posted them on there. But I use burrito bananas to make fries or potatoes. Yes, absolutely. Well, I like sweet potato fries. But with that all being said, people, I hope you all enjoyed the lesson. Now, we're going to be talking some more about this stuff, trust me, in the coming days. I have a whole curriculum, right? I literally have a whole curriculum lined up for you all. And we'll get more into it the next live, but I had to make this a little brief because I'm going on right now on the QueenAShakur show. All right, we got to talk about Hunter Biden. So with that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. And I want to thank you all for tuning back in. Make sure that you like and share the videos and that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at QueenAShakur. Also on Instagram at divine_goddess_27. On Twitter at dgoddess27. And on Brighton and Patreon at QueenAShakur. So I hope to see you all right back in the chats on the QueenAShakur show. Peace.